Hey, welcome to Super Social Club. I'm Jeremy, and today, doing something a little new on the channel, doing the Reddit recap, where I take a look at Reddit's whiskey community, see what the buzz is, see what people are posting, see what the community is talking about on Reddit. Also, going to do a little sample review. This one coming to me from Richard. Thank you so much. It is the Gordon MacPhail Connoisseurs Choice 1999 Old Pulteney, coming in at 19 years old. 56.5% ABV. It's a refill sherry cask. You don't see too many Old Pulteney's bottled in the independent bottler market, so really excited to try this one. Let's jump into it. All right, Reddit, what do you got for us today? Was picking up the Costco magazine to throw away without reading like I usually do, and this page it opened to by chance. They're coming back next month. Mark your calendars. Let's see what we got here. It's Kirkland. New Kirkland signature bourbons. Costco has partnered with Blanton 1972 Distillery to develop 3 Kirkland signature Kentucky bourbons. They will be part of a rotational program starting in June with the small batch in select locations and limited qualities. Here are my personal tasting notes on each. So it looks like they're doing a small batch at 92 proof, a bottle and bond at 100 proof, of course, and a single barrel at 120 proof. Now, Kirkland whiskeys, I don't have too much experience with them. Of course, here in Ontario, the government makes sure that Costco does not sell alcohol in any Costco's. Out west, in different provinces, Costco does sell spirits. I've had some from the U.S., some of the scotches. They're always good value, it seems. You know, you get a big age statement, 20-year scotch for $100. So they always seem like they're good value buys. Yeah, this is exciting. It's like, I don't know the price point. They don't have the prices here, but I bet you that they're probably good value for money. It seems like with their buying power, they always seem to they can source pretty decent stuff and put a decent price tag on it. Actually, a really good guy in the whiskey community sending me a sample of a newer release, Kirkland 23-year-old sherry cask. So excited to try that. Maybe I'll do it in another episode with the sample, just like this. So yeah, very cool. I wish that Costco sold alcohol in Ontario. It's a crying shame that they don't. All right, what else we got? Finally get to see what all the hype is about. This looks like an Old Forester 1920 Prohibition style. Yeah, definitely a hyped up bottle. It's good. I mean, it's a very solid quality bourbon. I think Rob and I discussed this one on a whiskey rant pretty early on. It might even be in episode 1, was it? Check it out here. Yeah, good quality stuff. Maybe it's overhyped. I don't know. It's good. It's good quality, and it's well priced. Good visit to the Heaven Hill Distillery today. Okay, we're still in lockdown in Toronto and Ontario. People are going to distillery tours, and we can't even leave our house. This is just. What did you get? Look at that Elijah Craig little grenade. I love that. That's so cool. Old Fitzgerald 16 bottle and bond. Now, I haven't tried these Old Fitzgeralds. I heard some of them are good, some of them are just okay. And Parker's Heritage, it was the Orange Curacao? The Orange Curacao, yeah. So I tried the Orange Curacao at an LCBO, just a sample. Really good stuff. I really did like it quite a bit. I know a lot of people think that it's overpriced, and I would say that it is definitely overpriced. I don't know what the retail is where this person got it at the distillery. Probably a decent price. It's probably worth it, whatever you paid at the distillery, full retail. The LCBO wanted, $400 or so, something like that, Canadian for it. Yeah, overpriced here, but delicious stuff, really good. I was impressed because a lot of people were kind of like him and Han. I thought it was great. Graduated college and received this from my family. Never imagined I'd own a bottle of this. It was hard to keep the tears back. Well, there you go. Now you can pay off your student loan. I'm new to whiskey, Scotch, Irish, and bourbon. Started in April 2001, and this is my starter kit. All right, let's see what you got going on here. Like your little bookshelf setup, a couple bottles. Let's go to the next page. All right, let's see what you got. Oh, a little Glenallachie 11-year-old. I mean, first of all, you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing with that Glenallachie. Excellent choice. You got a Jameson Cask Mace in the back. Talisker 10-year-old, of course. The Glenlivet 15, probably the Glenlivet that I would recommend people starting with. Don't worry about the 12-year-old. You don't need that. Little Glenfiddich in there, and the Balvenie 12 double. I mean, yes, this is a great, absolutely great starter pack. Let's go to the next page. Okay. All right. A little hiccup. It's okay. Everyone's allowed a mixer. It's okay. The Tennessee honey. It's all right. It's okay. It's flavored whiskey, but you know what? To each their own. Good starter pack. Loving it. This man has gotten bit by the whiskey bug, and he's in the deep end. Good luck to your wallet, sir. All right. This is my tater shelf. All right. You got some New Riff, some Eagle Rare, some Smoke Wagon, some McKenna, Blantons, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, and Red Leg 94 Proof. You know what? Are these taters? I mean, the Blantons and the McKenna, I guess, have become taters. I don't know about the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's considered like a tater bottle. The Smoke Wagons, no, man. Smoke Wagons are not tater bottles. Those are tasteful. The some stuff I've had that's just straight delicious. Eagle Rare. Yeah, I guess that's pushing. I mean, anything Buffalo Trace seems like it's the tater stuff now. But that New Riff, some of those, you got a single barrel there. I mean, I don't know. I don't think these are all necessarily taters, in my opinion. Because why not? It's got a little Cavalan Solus that looks like, is that the port? Maybe the port. Great bottle. And of course, Michter's 10 bourbon. I mean, yes, why not, sir? Crack those bad boys open. Delicious stuff. All right, what are your unpopular opinions on whiskey? All right, here we go. I have a few strong ones, but before I go, I wanted to say that I'm not judging anyone. If you disagree, great. Let's talk about it, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Sazerac rye is basically spicy water. It's so bland compared to many of the best ryes on the market. Even comparing the price point, Old Forester rye and Wild Turkey 101 rye are much better than any glass of Sazerac rye I've ever had. I disagree. I think the Sazerac rye, like the baby Saz, as it's referred to, is pretty solid. I mean, it depends on what you're paying. Of course, here in Ontario, it's one of the LCBO good finds. I think it's around, it was like $36. It's probably more now. Maybe like 45. Who knows? It's probably like 70. Whatever. Anyway, if you're getting it at the bottom line retail, it's a great rye. I really like it. I don't know. Most Irish whiskey is completely uninteresting. I went on a quest to find a good Irish whiskey for a buddy's birthday that is always a couple days prior. I tried Writer's Tears, Green Spot, Yellow Spot, Jameson Proper 12, and Tullamore. They were all just bland. Then I tried Redbreast 12 Cask Strength and fell in love. I've yet to try the standard Redbreast 12, but the Cask Strength is a keeper. So I guess I agree with some of what you said. Irish whiskey doesn't fall into the category of my favorite whiskeys. I don't spend hardly any money on Irish whiskey. Of course, the Redbreast 12 Cask Strength is on a league of its own. Absolutely great stuff. Writer's Tears, don't like it. Green Spot, Yellow Spot, I think are just okay. Jameson, you have to kind of go up to the upper kind of Jamesons to get something decent. Like the Black Label is pretty good. Is it a 16 or 18? That one's really good. Like the fine rare one is decent, but sometimes really overpriced. Proper 12, yeah, that's going to turn you right off. Don't even bother with that. That was a mistake. I would say Waterford, man. Waterford is the Scottish whiskey in Ireland. I don't think it really counts. I'm gonna say that Waterford doesn't count as an Irish whiskey, even though it completely is. It's more Scotch, in my opinion. Japanese whiskey is just Scotch. I've had a half dozen of them at this point, and my favorite, Nika from the Barrel, tastes like a pretty good Scotch. Not a $75 Scotch, like its price point, but it's pretty good. So Japanese whiskey, what you find mostly on the shelf these days is just kind of like, I don't know. It's like the good stuff is super expensive and hard to find. It's a whiskey that doesn't fall into my spending habits as of recently, because you want to get something decent, you got to spend an exorbitant amount of money if you can even find it. A lot of that stuff, they've switched to no age statements. Discontinued a lot of the good stuff that used to be out on the market. Nika from the Barrel is good. It's pretty solid. $75. I'm assuming this is a US dollars. And that's like for what, a 500 ml bottle. So yeah, you're probably on the upper end of that price point. I don't know if it's worth it. You might be right about that. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, man. It's in a bad spot right now. I think we got to wait a little bit before some comes around. At least in my experience, I know some other people have access to some Japanese whiskeys that's good at a good price. It doesn't come to this market very often, so I don't have too much to say about that. But there you go. A gift to myself and a wedding gift to a friend. Yeah, awesome, man. When you buy a gift, always buy something for yourself too, because you got to treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Oh, here we go. Blanton's flex lucked out at the grocery store. Well, at least you maybe paid retail for it, hopefully. Okay, Blanton's has gotten completely out of control. Check this out. Here it is. Blanton's $459 US dollars. What is happening? Why? What is going on with Blanton's? Why is it so popular? I don't get it. Is it the horse? Is it the bottle? God, these guys gotta stop with the Blantons. It's so tiresome. Enough. I'm done with Blantons. I hate it. Tonight's drams. So what did you do? Just pour everything you had into what is that? That's the upside down thing of a bullet, right? Did you just blend all your whiskey into a magic bullet and then put some ice and Coke in it? I mean, you gotta respect it. This is a man that's had a long day at the office, and he's tired of COVID, and he's like, pour, ice and drink. All right, let's see what we got on the nose in this bad boy. Oh, man, Old Pulteney profile is so nice. You get that little, maritime, coastal feel to it. This thing does have some good complexity to it. Oh, yeah. That's really nice. This viscosity on this is just through the roof. What is it? It's cast strength, right? 56.5. Man, it's been a while since I tried Old Pulteney. There's a lot of sherry influence in this. Even though it's a refill sherry cask, there's a lot of sherry. It's delicious stuff. This is really, really good. After drinking Irish whiskey most of my life, I think I prefer bourbon now. Irish whiskey's getting hate on, man. Irish whiskey's getting some hate. We got Maker's Mark 101. Haven't tried that one yet. Elijah Craig and Wild Turkey 101. Yeah, good stuff, man. Yeah, what do you got in the background? Oh, there's a little Jameson Caskmates back there. So yeah, pushing the Jamesons to the back, bringing out the bourbon to the front. Can't blame you. May I introduce you fine folks to Bombs and Bourbon, my basement getaway, bar to come late 2021. I mean, yes, sir. This is what I'm about. Okay, here goes another rant about stupid Ontario. Currently, we can't play golf here. Golf is a prohibited activity because we're on a stay-at-home lockdown. First of all, golf is the safest outdoor recreational activity you can do in COVID times. I don't want to turn this into a government rant, but I hate the government in Ontario right now. Hopefully that will change soon. But yeah, man, I gotta get some swings in. You know what I'm saying? You got a nice bottle of Booker's there. I love this. Bombs and bourbon, golf plus. I mean, this is a YouTube channel. This man is going to set up a YouTube channel, get 10,000 subs within the first week. I guarantee it. Recommendations for an anniversary pour. All right, let's see what you got here. Hello, fine people. I'm looking for recommendations of whiskeys for an anniversary pour, preferably Scotch, but don't mind bourbon too. We bought a Balvenie 15 for our wedding and have been drinking it once a year on our anniversary. We didn't mean to start the tradition, but ended up having one, and we like it now. We're expecting triplets, 2 boys and a girl. I like to buy 3 bottles, which we will be drinking once a year for their birthdays. I'd like to see if anyone else have this kind of tradition, and if yes, then I'd like some recommendations. My budget is below $250 US dollars per bottle. As far as I'm concerned, my palate is not necessarily refined. Okay, all right. Whenever I do drink, I like it neat. My daily drinker is Ardbeg Corey Reckon and Laga 16. This man knows what's going on. I prefer peated whiskeys. My collection is Buna 12, Ardbeg 10, Ugadel, Lefroy 10, Quarter Cask, etc. I also have a green and blue label in my collection. Only bourbon I have is Buffalo Trace and Weller Wild Turkey 101. Only Irish I have is Ripper's Cask Strength. Most bourbons are rare and hard to find. I don't want to waste my energy chasing a $50 MSRP bottle for ridiculous prices. Cheers. All right, well, you, my friend, are in the right place in your whiskey journey right now. So you drink occasionally. You want something special for an anniversary. Your budget is $250 US, which is quite a bit. You can get some amazing Scotch whiskeys for that. So I'm assuming this is something you're going to be splitting with your significant other, and it needs to be something that's enjoyable, something that's probably more easy on the palate if you like peated stuff. All right, what do we got? What can we do for $250? I noticed you didn't have any Campbelltown stuff on this list. Let's go with some Springbank. I bet you could probably find a nice Springbank 18-year-old that's well within your budget. There's some awesome stuff. If you look on the back of the bottle, you can find the date stamp. Look for 2019. Everything from Springbank that came out of that distillery that was bottled in 2019 is exceptional. Yeah, look for that 18-year-old. It's so good. It's just velvetly smooth, really easy drinking, and that Campbelltown peat. Nice little change up from the Isla, so definitely look out for that. And I mean, if you are a peat head, you gotta go Octomore. Have a look out. Octomore, probably right at the top end of your budget, but I mean, look for the 0.3s. The 9.3, the 10.3, both exceptional. Probably still maybe on the shelf, maybe the 10.3 you can probably still find. I heard the 11.3 is really good as well. I haven't tried it yet. But the Isla Barley Octomores, definitely something in your wheelhouse if you're a big peat head. Definitely check that out. All right, how about something from Glenallachie? Glenallachie, the stuff they're coming out with right now is so delicious. Anything from like the 10-year-old cask strength, all those batches are great. You know, you can take a look at the 15-year-olds, awesome. Even just the basic 12 is probably even better than the 15. They make a 21, super hard to find, but be on the lookout for it. If you can get your hands on that, that's a bottle to 100% grab. Glenallachie, man, you can't say enough good stuff about it. So yeah, have a look out for that distillery. Oh, here we go. Blanton's again. Is this the same guy as before? A Mother's Day treat. I love how Blanton's is like a treat yourself bourbon now. My goodness. Graduated college today. My professor gave me this as a present. Glenfiddich 26? What? Who gets alcohol gifted to them from their professor from college? Man, I went to the wrong school. Now, what kind of relationship did you have with your professor? I would like to know. Did you guys share a little love of Scotch together? Or maybe you were, doing a little extra work on the side for some good grades? I'm not judging. All right, well, that's going to do it for the Reddit recap. If you guys like this kind of style of video, let me know in the comments down below. I feel like I'm going to do it maybe a little bit more. This whiskey is phenomenal. I'm going to give it a little score. Like I said, I love that old Pulteney, that maritime coastal feel on the nose. On the palate, this thing's got lots of like sherry influence. It's got lots of like rounded, really like viscous mouth coating feel to it. Score-wise for me in this one, this is an easy 90 out of 100. It's absolutely delicious stuff. Richard, thank you so much for providing this bottle. And that's going to do it for me, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.